The TV series The Lowdown premieres tomorrow night on FX. Shot in and around Tulsa, The Lowdown is the latest series from Sterlin, Harjo, and stars Ethan Hawke. Only on Fox 23, I spoke with both of them about the series and about working on it right here in Green Country.
Hey, Ron, what's up?
Hey, Ron. How are you,
What's
buddy?
going on?
I just saw you at the Broncho show.
Broncho, yeah. Good show. They always put on a good show.
Good.
Sterlin, the idea for this show, kind of take us through when this was born, where it was born, and Ethan, when you kind of jumped on board, if you could kind of detail that for us a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know, the original inspiration for the character Lee was Leroy Chapman, and it was after he passed away. I was writing it as a feature. I decided, you know, it was kind of too soon, and you know, I was inspired by the work that we had done at This Land Press, and I just put it away. And then later, years later, I made Reservation Dogs and wanted to make an hour, and I wanted to make a crime show. And I thought, you know, maybe I'll pull that old script out that I began and just see if I can make it a pilot. And that's truly what I did. And, you know, at that point, I'd been working with and known Ethan. And so it was always in my head kind of that Ethan could play this character. And then I even did before I sent it to him, I sent it to him under the guise of, I just want you to give me notes on my script. But I had done sort of this, like, after kind of getting to know him, made sure I was writing it. I felt in ways that, you know, kind of fit Ethan. And I sent it to him, and he was basically like, great script.
Why are you not offering me this part?
Yeah.
And Sterling was like, I am. Like, wait, you are?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I didn't want notes. I wanted to offer him the part. And then once he came on board, it was kind of, you know, we were off to the races on it.
Ethan, Lee Raybon is a pretty interesting guy. Kind of a train wreck at times, intelligent. He's trying to be a good father. How much of a challenge and a joy was it to play this character?
Well, I see my whole job as kind of in relationship to my director. You know, that when it works best, you kind of become an extension of their imagination. You're making the same show, and I knew as Sterling said, we've been friends for years, and I watched Reservation Dogs as it unfolded, and I watched the way he worked and the way he created. So when he came to me with this idea, I'd never been involved in television really at all, and I'd never taken a job where I hadn't read the script beforehand. You know, I'd done plays and movies. That was my life. You know exactly the part you're taking. And I knew I jumped off a cliff with Stone that we were going to create this character together. And he had the world, he had the spirit, he had something he wanted to make, and I knew I could help him do it. And it was just, I just can't imagine anything being more fun. Everything that Lee touches is stuff we understand and think about all the time. And it's done with humor and love, and set in a crime genre. So it's just fun.
Dude, there's blood on the... Is this blood money?
Sterlin, what's it like to be able to continue to make art like this in Tulsa, to be able to do it at home?
You know, Robert Redford's been on our mind, obviously, for the last couple of days. But, you know, I really was blessed by going through the Sundance Labs. So they supported me, and they made me feel important and that I had something to say. And they also encouraged me to stay in Oklahoma and do what I wanted to do and tell stories about this place that was important to me.
I come aboard, and you're joining something that has roots. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's overused expression maybe, but you just get so much strength when you're connected to your roots. And when there's friendships, there's a creative identity. And it's the first thing they do in writing class, you know, is write what you know.
Yeah.
Sterling knows a lot about the city. He knows a lot about these people. He knows who lives here. He doesn't need to be taught. He doesn't need to do research. His life has been, and so you're creating from a place of knowledge, where you actually have a lot to offer. And it was so much fun to do that with him, because the well is so deep.
Tomorrow on Fox 23 News this morning, only on Fox 23, we'll hear my conversations with actors Keith David, Kyle MacLachlan, and Tulsa's own Gene Triplehorn from The Lowdown.